Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, a place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. My name is not important, and I'm your host. Time for some news. FTX founders' parents sued. Why they just didn't say SBFs' parents sued? Accused of stealing millions from crypto exchange. This is getting juicy. SEC sees temporary setback and request to access Binance US software. Big middle finger to the SEC. And Thailand to start taxing overseas income next year, including from crypto. To the market, guys, current market cap sitting right now at 1.08 trillion. Bitcoin dominance at 49.2%, ETH dominance 18.4%. And 11 Guayo get each transaction. Fear greed index slightly ticking up. We are sitting just under 40 at 39. Bitcoin pumped right when I was getting ready to start this video, and then it has retraced. We're going to look at that shortly. Wonky Bitcoin price action. Been weird. If you watched it yesterday, it definitely is weird. All right, let's blow through the top 100 real quick, see what we got going on. The top 10 looking kind of sideways. Except for Ton coin, Tatanka. 44% on the week, 3% on the day. Solana waking up just a little bit, 9.47 on the week, 2.86 on the day. Litecoin. I didn't even know Litecoin was still around. Weird. 11.22 for the week, 2.43 for the day. Not much really going on. Slight pullback from yesterday on a handful of these as well. But mostly sideways from what I can tell. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, 1s, 2s, 3s, 6 white, 6 for XEC. Not to be confused with XTC. LOL, I got jokes, y'all. $4.97 for GMX. That's it. There's your top 100. Everything else pretty much sideways. Okay, Bitcoin. We ran. We dumped. We bounced. And we just ran. So let's go to the 1 hour. Show you guys what happened. I woke up to this. So remember, we were sitting up here yesterday. We pumped, and I told you, I said, it's not looking good. We're beating our head on the top of this 27.3. And then midday, we retraced. We retraced hard, and we came all the way back down. Now, this is technically bullish. We came all the way back down to this previous resistance. We flipped this previous resistance that we've been in for the last few days over the weekend into support, and then ripped this morning. But then more bearish situations. We couldn't get above, which it looks like what this is turning into is resistance. Let me back out. Let's go to the 8 hour so my chart won't look so crazy, because I know my charts were disgusting, absolutely gross. But I have kept this trend line in place because of where we bounced off of this last big run a few weeks ago. And this is the bottom trend line of the original descending wedge that we broke down from on our last big cascade down. So when we ripped this last time, we hit our heads on it, and I wasn't sure if 27,981, or we'll just call it 28, or this descending trend line was resistance. And I gotta be honest, it is looking like, because I can't, what else is right here? I mean, I guess you can look at that as resistance. Right here, right here, right here. It's supposed to be wick stuff up, but yeah. Either way, we definitely have, with these giant runs, we have a lower high trend forming, and it looks like it's beating its head on the top of this bottom trend line from the original descending wedge. Okay. With that being said, outside of that, or 27,981, again, we'll call it 28, the number one resistance that we've got to break, in my opinion, right now and hold and flip to support is going to be this 27.3, 27.310, whatever. This resistance here, this resistance here. Again, I have my epiphanies between these two trend lines, this one and this one. I have my hypothesis about them, my conspiracy theories about them. But right now, the big one to beat is going to be this 27.3. If we can't flip that into support somehow, or just rip right through it, I think we're going to continue to rage. Excuse me. Take a sip of coffee. Bear with me, y'all. It's early. And that's what I'm looking at. As well as going into the next couple of days, we have the FOMC meeting coming up. And I know a lot of people are waiting with bated breath to see what that's going to do. And that is going to be on Wednesday, so tomorrow. Get ready. But, okay, let's get out of the 8 hour. Let's go back to the 4. I want you guys to look at something, okay? I hate to be the, not conspiracy theory guy, that's not the correct term, but the manipulation guy. Everyone says, oh, it's manipulation. Okay. Yeah, it definitely, this looks like manipulation. I mean, look at this. This looks exactly the same as this. These look the same. All of these weird little rips look exactly the same. And I gotta be honest, my opinion says it's shakeout manipulation. They playing a game with us, y'all. That's my vibe. That's why I'm just building bags right now. I'm not messing with Bitcoin on a swing trade situation. I'm not leverage trading. I'm not doing anything like that with Bitcoin. I'm just accumulating, building bags. So just be aware. I mean, this literally just happened. Let's go to the 30-minute. Yeah, we ticked up, we ripped, and we bounced back down. Yeah, that 27.3, man, is looking rough. We've got to flip it. Anyway, keep your eye on it. Let's see what happens, right? Maybe we'll create another little mini flag right here and rip again and get out of this nasty purple zone and start trending higher. But nothing's changed. You know the levels, everything I'm looking at. Just look at the right side of this chart. Red means bad. Those are our lower levels that are like, ugh, don't want to get past those. But that's it, guys. That's it for Bitcoin. Nothing has changed in my opinion. I'm not surprised. I told you yesterday, I said there's a strong potential this thing was going to tank all the way back down, and it literally did. As soon as I, like, right after I posted the video, probably about an hour after I posted the video, it started to rip to the downside. So anyway, on the news, guys, FTX founder's parents sued, accused of stealing millions from crypto exchange. According to the allegations, Sam Bankman-Fried's father, Joseph Bankman, was a de facto officer at FTX Group. Ooh, it's going to get nasty. Debtors of the bankrupt cryptocurrency exchange FTX have launched legal action against the parents of FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, alleging that they misappropriated millions of dollars through their involvement in the exchange's business. The Council for FTX Debtors and Debtors in Possession, represented by the law firm Sullivan and Cromwell, filed a lawsuit against SBF parents Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried on September 18th. The plaintiffs argued that Bankman and Fried, do they have different last names? That's where Bankman-Fried comes from. I'm an idiot. I just put that all together. That Joseph Bankman and Barbara Fried, why did they keep their last names? Instead of getting, I don't know, whatever. Okay. The plaintiffs argue that Bankman and Fried, that sounds awkward and weird, exploited their access and influence within the FTX empire to enrich themselves, you think, at the expense of the debtors in the FTX bankruptcy estate. So debtors allege that SBF's parents were very much involved in the FTX business from the inception to collapse, contrary to what SBF has claimed. As early as 2018, Bankman described Alameda as a family business, a phrase he repeatedly used to refer to the FTX group. Even as the FTX group descended into insolvency, Bankman and Fried profited handsomely from this family quote-unquote business. The complaint reads, according to the plaintiffs, SBF's father, a Stanford Law School professor, had broad authority to make decisions for FTX Group as its de facto officer. Bankman also held executive positions on FTX Group's management team and the debtors argued. Excuse me. I guess he looks more like his mom. Interesting. SBF's mother, also a Stanford Law School professor, these guys are shady as shit, man, was actively involved in FTX political donations, and plaintiffs wrote, according to the allegations, Fried served as the single most influential advisor in FTX Group's political contributions, repeatedly calling upon FTX to donate millions directly to the Mind the Gap MTG, a political action committee that she co-founded. Dude, these guys, it's funny, you get all these like bigwig law, just four-year university graduates and alumni that get caught in this shit. You see it quite frequently. Like, they think they just know everything. The egos of these people, and they get caught just stealing money, doing shady ass shit. According to the complaint, Bankman and Fried extracted significant unearned rewards from their involvement in the FTX group, including a $10 million cash gift and a $16.4 million luxury property in the Bahamas. Bankman also siphoned off FTX Group's money to cover costs, including privately chartered jets. God, they just playing with that money. And $1,200 per night hotel stays, the plaintiffs alleged. By draining FTX Group's funds to their benefit, Bankman and Fried either knew or ignored red flags revealing that their son was orchestrating a fraudulent scheme to promote their personal and charitable interests and the debtors cost. The plaintiffs said the debtors called on the court to hold Bankman and Fried accountable for their misconduct and recover assets for the debtors' creditors, stating, awarding plaintiffs punitive damages in an amount to be determined at trial results from defendants' conscious, willful, wanton, and malicious conduct, which exhibits a reckless disregard for the interests of plaintiffs and their creditors. Woo! As previously reported, Bankman and Fried began facing professional issues at Stanford Law soon after the FTX collapse. In late 2022, SBF parents also reportedly told friends that their son's legal bills would likely wipe them out financially. Once a major cryptocurrency exchange, FTX stopped. We know this. October 3rd is when he's going to go to trial. Yeah. This could be huge. What an absolute downfall for them. Well, there you go. Don't do shady shit, y'all. All right, moving on. SEC sees temporary setback and request to access Binance US software. A federal magistrate judge has denied the Securities and Exchange Commission request to gain immediate access to Binance US software, asking the regulator to provide more specific requests for discovery. The United States Securities and Exchange Commission has failed to win immediate access to Binance US software, with the judge saying he isn't inclined to allow the inspection at this time. The hearing was held on September 18th to discuss SEC's motion to compel Binance to hand over detailed information and make it executives more available for deposition, which has been a point of contention between the two over the past weeks. In a hearing, Judge Farquhar is like Prince Farquaad from Shrek? No. I'm sorry, guys. I'm an idiot. Judge F said that he wasn't inclined to allow the inspection at this time. Alternatively, he proposed that the SEC should come up with more specific requests for discovery and speak with a broader range of witnesses, according to a September 18th Bloomberg report. The SEC, in my opinion, acts like a spoiled rotten brat and requests all sorts of asinine shit. Because they think they should get it just because they're the SEC, and that's the vibe that's coming off. But what's happening, and you're starting to see, are these judges going, dude, you guys are just ridiculous. They're seeing through the bullshit, and they're kind of just like, nah, we're done playing. We're done allowing you guys to do whatever the hell you want to do. And all these judges are standing up to him now because it's just out of control. So it's really interesting to see. Well, we should be able to see this. Well, no, you shouldn't. No, you shouldn't. Just because you're the SEC doesn't mean you get to do all these things, just because you want to. There's checks and balances, there's rules and processes, and you've got to abide by them. And it's interesting and kind of neat to see judges standing up to them. The SEC has repeatedly claimed that it has been struggling to get information from Binance US since it sued the American arm of the crypto exchange along with its international affiliate Binance Holdings Ltd and CEO CZ on June 5th for its alleged involvement in the sale of unregistered securities. On September 15th, the SEC accused Binance US of non-cooperation in the investigation, with the regulator highlighting that Binance US holding company BAM Trading had produced only 220 documents during the discovery process. Here's the interesting part, though, too. So if the allegations against Binance are that they were selling unregistered securities, this is where it gets really tricky with the SEC case, because they're suing and throwing charges against Binance saying that they sold unregistered securities. Yet the SEC has never won a case saying that anything is technically, any crypto is technically an unregistered security. The only thing they've kind of won was the Binance case, but they settled out of that. And I think there's another couple of cryptos they settled out of too. So the question here is, you're going after Binance with the allegations that they sold unregistered securities, yet you haven't labeled any crypto as security. Even when you're being grilled by Congress, you jump around and can't tell us which ones are and which ones aren't. Interesting. So you're just flinging mud at a wall and hoping that something sticks. This is what I think the judges are waking up to and going, nah, dude, you guys are out of your minds. Okay. On September 15th, the SEC accused Binance of non-cooperation in the investigation, with the regulator highlighting the Binance US holding company BAM Trading had produced only 220. We read that. Okay. A large portion of the documents consist of unintelligible screenshots and documents without dates or signatures, probably because they're doing it on purpose, because have fun. The SEC, the regulator, added that BAM had refused to produce essential witnesses for deposition, instead agreeing only for deposition of witnesses it had deemed appropriate. And we read all this earlier. I don't remember if it was last week or if it was yesterday. I don't remember. However, Binance has previously characterized the SEC's repeated requests for discovery as unduly burdensome, while the SEC claimed that Binance is being uncooperative. It's like kids fighting. Despite agreeing to a consent order on the discovery of the SEC's case against it for unregistered securities operations, blah, blah, blah. Judge F's decision to deny the SEC's immediate access to Binance US software and other documentation is a partial setback for the regulator in its ongoing case against the exchange. The custody of Binance US customers' assets is one of the central concerns that the SEC has with the crypto exchange, with the regulator claiming that Binance US must be investigated more thoroughly to tease out potential links to the global arm of the exchange. Yeah. Well, there you go. Big middle finger to the SEC again, by judges again this time. Can't say that I'm mad at it. F them. F them all. So, sorry, I was looking at charts. Got distracted. Last but not least, guys, Thailand to start taxing overseas income next year, including from crypto. Any person who resides in Thailand for up to 180 days would be subject to a personal income tax on foreign assets, including crypto. Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and this might be way out of left field, But these are the kinds of things that you'll see when economies start to fail. Again, Ray Dalio covers this in some of his videos he's been putting out lately. Any economy throughout the dawn of economies, right? When they begin to fail, what will happen is basically they tax their people to death because they mismanage funds, there's greed, it doesn't matter, inflation, whatever. When that starts to happen, the people that can afford to leave will. Once they notice that basically the rich people are leaving the country or leaving that, we'll just call that economy, they'll start to implement laws that will force people to basically be taxed abroad or force them to not be able to leave. You're seeing it in California with the laws they've been trying to push, with potentially that if you start a business in California and then move that business outside of California, California can tax you for up to 10 years, because if it wasn't for California, that business wouldn't have been successful enough to leave California. So they believe that they're entitled to 10 years of taxes. And this is where it gets really, really sloppy. The whole point of leaving states and things like that is because you can go find better places that are run better. And when these certain entities, that's why I say economies, because California has its own economy. The different state, yes, it's the feds, yes, it's the dollar, but their taxation, their regulation, et cetera, things like that are different from state to state. Okay. So California, noticing that a lot of their giant cash cows for taxes, their large corporations, businesses, especially tech, are absolutely fleeing the state, they get scared. So they start coming up with laws to keep those businesses, at this point, next will be people, keep those businesses from leaving so they can't lose their cash cow. It's happening. And this is what this looks like coming out of Thailand. So if you're in Thailand for 180 days, so 6 months, you would be subject to a personal income tax on foreign assets, including your crypto. Right. Don't like it. Let's see what this has to say. Thailand's Revenue Department is planning to impose personal income tax on the foreign revenues, including those made from crypto trading, of any person who resides in Thailand for more than 180 days. Guess where I'm not going? According to a September 19th report from the Bangkok Post, the new rule will take effect on January 1st, 2024, with the first tax forms, including overseas income to be delivered in 2025. Under previous regulation, only the foreign income remitted to Thailand in the year of earning was taxed. The new rule closes this loophole and will oblige an individual to declare any income earned overseas, even if it wasn't going to be used in the local economy. Got to get that tax money, guys. A finance ministry official explained this logic to journalists. This should be rich. The principle of tax is that you must pay tax on income you earn from abroad, no matter how you earn it, and regardless of the tax year in which the money was earned. Wow. According to other Bangkok Post sources, the policy specifically targets residents trading in foreign stock markets through foreign brokerages, cryptocurrency trades, traders, and Theus with offshore accounts. Okay. That's shady, man. Doesn't look good. In July, Thailand's Securities and Exchange Commission obliged digital asset service providers to offer adequate warning highlighting risk associated with cryptocurrency trading, and has also prohibited any form of crypto lending services. However, the trend for tight scrutiny over the crypto industry might change with the recent election of a new prime minister. Real estate tycoon Shreda Thavisin, elected to lead the Thai parliament, participated in a $225 million raise for a crypto-friendly investment management firm, Xspring Capital, and even issued its own token through Xspring. This is not good. I mean, I'm not a fan of this. That's exactly what it looks like. Again, Just countries trying to milk whatever they can out of their people. Times are changing, guys. Looking weird out in the world. All right, let's go to Bitcoin one last time before I let you guys go. We're kind of stuck right here. What is this? Let me see if there's anything back here. Support there. Kind of support, but then it broke. And we're just kind of hanging out. Weird. Support right here. Support right here before that big run up. Sometimes, man, these stupid freaking charts. Yeah. Support there, bounced kind of right there. I don't know. I guess we're just getting hung up for whatever reason. God, this price actually looks so weird. Like all of these, like super weird here, super weird here. Yeah, they're playing with some stuff. I don't know. I hate to be that guy. Oh yeah, it's all manipulation, but dude, it's just the price action looks weird. Unless there's just the only other thing is that there's just so much leverage trading right now that these are all squeezes. Short squeeze, but then the sell-off, which is so interesting. People just instantly after short squeeze go into shorts. That's, I mean, or excuse me, long squeeze. Or what? I don't know. It's so weird because this could be a short squeeze or a short and then it bounces. I don't. Either way, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. This just looks weird. The price action looks so wonky. But guys, don't be surprised if we come back down. Especially this 26.3 looks to be the strong support. Hopefully, if we do come back down to 26.6, hold. But that's it. That's all I've got for you guys today. It's kind of a long video. I apologize. Outside of that, if you do enjoy the content I provide for you here every morning on Boring Crypto IO, please by all means subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications, and if there's anything you do above all, please help us grow, help spread crypto adoption by liking the videos. Shit, man, I don't care. Just go through all of the ones you've watched back in the past and just like them all. Let's blow up. If we blow up, I can start doing fun things like giveaways and crypto and things like that. Right now, I'm just some broke dude sitting in a room talking about crypto to himself. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. See you bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm out.